Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. How are you in this right now moment? Check in with you. Ask you. I don't know, how am I doing? Feel into it. Ask yourself, for real, how you are. How's your body feeling? How's your spirit? You feeling present? You feeling disconnected with yourself? You feel frazzled? You feel dazzled? How do you feel? Just check in. Just be with you just for this moment and connect with you, connect with your breath, connect with your body, connect with your spirit, your heart, your blood, your bones, your brain, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your tongue, your structure, your watery nature. Connect to this light that you are, this light, this energy. Connect to this fire that you are, this courageous, brave part of you that's gotten you through your entire life. Connect with you, my friends. I'm Jane. And this is Expansions. Shuffle. And this is the spiritual dimension of wellness. I feel the most overlooked part of our health and well being, just because of the way the program, the Matrix, has taken spirituality and commoditized it into what we call religion. Not religion, religion's not bad. The commoditization of spirituality to create an image of the God outside of self only, negating the God itself that we are, is such a disservice. So that's what I want to talk about. I noticed that this side of my hair is way fluffier than this side. It's because I've been riding with the windows down and this is the side that gets the wind. Anyway, so I'm going to pull a card from the Kali Oracle deck because the fire element has been coming in loud. So I want to share whatever message this has for us. So we'll see. Okay, boop, got one. Put them away, and I'll pull it out in a moment and see what it says. So I want to talk about, I think last time I talked about time. I really need to do something about that hair. Anyway, I think I talked about time and the remembrance that it's eternal and we are eternal beings. And what I want to talk about today, it's an invitation for us to all really feel into this space of this divine flame. We have this eternal light that is a part of our nature. It is a divine flame. It's when you look at the energy centers of the body, if you look at the chakra system, it's our solar plexus. It's actually, I see it as being like kind of above the solar plexus and beneath the heart, and it's like this area that like keeps the heart ablaze, keeps us desiring to follow our heart, to connect to something bigger, to experience life in a more fuller way, to experience the divine hedonistic nature of ourselves, which is a pursuit of pleasure. Hedonism is literally just a pursuit of pleasure. It's what we're made to do, right? Like if you eat a good meal, you're not like, well, I had a good meal, I'm done for life. No, you want another good meal, and you may want something a little different, right? Or you may want to see if, like, you're gonna want another pleasurable meal, right? Because it's our nature to do that. So anyway, we have this divine flame. It's a spark. It's the spark of life. We all have it. And I feel oftentimes we completely ignore it. I feel oftentimes our culture and indoctrination tries to put this flame out. It tries to deaden it, dull it. And I feel that we are here collectively to reignite it in a way that we shine brighter than we ever have before. By shining brighter, what does that mean? Right? Like, literally shining brighter. And it means, to me, shining brighter is showing up in more love and compassion, offering more grace to the brothers and sisters that are in different bodies than us, Um, Shining our light is being creative and enjoy and being able to feel anger and pain and sadness and grief and all of those things and still doing it with grace and compassion, right? To me, that is shining our light so that we can hold space for others whenever they're in a space of darkness or hardship, or when they're experiencing a lot of light and joy, that we can be a sacred witness to all of that. So if I am letting this eternal flame get reignited within myself, not only am I going to shine brighter, I'm going to inspire that in others, right? That's just the way it goes. It's like you see someone dancing on the dance floor, you're going to probably join them, right? Or you're going to judge them because you're still wearing your judgy pants and that's so last season and lame. Anyway, so what I am noticing in these nows is that this divine flame that we have is desiring to burn brightly. Like we have this desire to live in more love, to experience more peace, to have a more harmonious life experience. Like we actually have that burning desire within us. And what's happened in our culture, we've had experiences that are traumatizing. We've had hardships. We've lived in a lot of fear and a lot of judgment because that's what we've been programmed to think and feel. That it has almost created a shell. This isn't real, but like almost a shell around this flame that's made of all of those things. It's made of the fear and it's made of the judgment and it's made of the guilt and the shame that says, no, you burn too bright. You're too loud. You're not enough. You're too much. You're not good enough. You're stupid. You're lazy. You're dumb. Whatever. Like all those things have kind of formed this little solid ball around this divine flame. It's still in there, still burning. It's an eternal flame. Okay. So, our job, I feel, is to crack open that shell and let this divine flame be re sparked, reimagined, and literally light us up from the inside out. And to crack open that shell means that we get to face those fears. We get to look at the programs and the conditionings and the things that created that container, and it's not to judge who helped put that container in there, what system put that in there. It's not to elicit hate for the victimization that so and so did me wrong, blah 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 blah. Like that's not how we actually break that open. However, to break open that shell around this eternal flame so that we can shine as the divine embodiment that we are takes looking at it, just acknowledging it. Like, whoa, I have a lot of fear that I am still holding. I have been afraid that I'm going to be rejected. I've been fearing that I'm going to be rejected so much that I haven't been nearly as silly, or I haven't danced, or haven't worn the clothes that I really, really, really want to wear. I didn't move to where I want to move to because I was afraid that my family would leave me or my friends would abandon me. Or I was afraid that if I moved that no one would accept me in this new place. Like whatever your story is, because we all have a story. It's being able to look at that container that has held this divine flame in from being fully shown, radiated out. When we look at that stuff, that's when we start to heal. That's when we start to break open that container. That's when we start to crack open. That's when the divine flame starts to get stoked again and starts to get bigger and brighter and more fulfilling in our life. So we look at these things, these experiences. Maybe we look at where they came from, what indoctrination put it there. Was everyone in my family taught this? Oh yeah, they were. I wasn't the only one. but my parents passed it down. Or maybe it's just been the way it's been in the church that I grew up in, that everybody was guilted and shamed if it had the topic of sex. So now I have this whole like fear of being a sexually expressed human, right? Because these are realities. So when we can look at what created this container around the divine flame from a space, from a witness, right? No judgment, just like, wow, I've been carrying that around. I've been carrying around what my mom and her mom and her mom's mom and her mom's mom. I've been carrying around all that shit. I've actually been doing that. Hardcore me. I'm ready to release it. And that's when the second part comes in. So we acknowledge what created the shell, whether we know it or not. We could just call it out by feelings. Like, I don't know where it came from, but I have a lot of fear and a lot of judgment. I don't know. And then we make the choice. The choosing to open up and allow the flame to grow starts to ignite the flame bigger, because choice is a courageous act. It's a show of will. It's the will to do the thing. It's a will to open up, a will to release, a will to receive. That's all solar plexus. When you look at the energy centers, that's the solar plexus is like will and courage and action and joy to me. So we say, okay, this is what it is. It's fear and judgment. Wow, that's been holding me back. Okay, I am choosing to open this up. No expectations of what that looks like. Cool. When we choose to do that, that's when we really go through the fire, because that fire then starts to it grows really big and really fast, and it will burn away what we don't need anymore. That would be very similar to the phoenix rising, rising from the ashes. What needed to burn away literally birthed forth this phoenix, this beautiful creature, that literally sends the prayers to the heavens. It traverses a whole new landscape with a whole new perspective than whatever it was that burned away in the first place. It was just heavy and dense and not serving anymore. It's like going through the shadow aspect, the ego death. I love the ego. Ego doesn't need to die. The unhealthy ego can totally die, but we have a good ego that's like, hey, that's not safe. Don't do that. Do this. So like, I love the ego. Anyway, but in the words that are used in the spiritual community, it can be like the ego death. Dark night of the soul. You got to go into the darkness, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I see the light. And so it's moving through this space of whatever was confining this divine flame within. So we acknowledge it, we give permission to release it, and then we get the opportunity to live through the change. That is not necessarily the easiest part, because it's the embodiment. So if all of a sudden my divine flame is reignited and it's filling up every part of who I am, then that means that I may not go to the bar tonight because it's not in alignment. Me calling that really unhealthy relationship, or doing self-harm things, or sitting in a space of judgment for myself or others. That's not the divine flame. The divine flame is unconditionally loving, and it's inspiring, and it's this beautiful light. So we'll get opportunities to really embody what that flame being ignited is like. Again, not necessarily the easy part, but it's also what you're created to do. Like, we're created to live as the brightly burning eternal flame that we are. So the invitation for all of us is to tap into this fiery nature, especially as we're moving into the darker months. We just went through the autumn equinox, so we're moving into, like, now the days are getting darker, the days are getting shorter, the night is lengthening, we just have a lot less light. So that's for us to remember that we are the light, so that we can bring it forth and we can stoke this flame while things get colder here. We can create this internal, eternal warmth of life force energy. So it's a beautiful time to actually focus on this and tap into this divine flame and move through the places that may be uncomfortable to grow into our embodied eternal flame selves. That was a big download. Now I want to look at the card. Hope y'all are doing well. I just finished, I just had a client and it was a one-on-one, obviously it was a one-on-one, but it was a private cacao ceremony. So like my heart is like, whew, so open. Okay, so I'm so curious. So Kali, this is the Kali Oracle deck. I like it. Kali is a fierce goddess that basically cuts the heads off the ignorant, which is basically bringing light to the darkness, right? Shining a light into the spaces of unknown, unseen, the forgotten, so that we can love it and heal it through a lot of fiery grace and compassion. That's how I see Kali to be. Kali energy is in all of us. We all have any any of these like deities or gods or lords or Buddhas or Jesuses or trees or whatever. We all have these aspects within all of us because we're a part of the whole. And all the stories of different beings are stories of different expressions of the divine. So maybe the expression of the divine today is like Big Mama Bear. Gah, right? Maybe the expression of the divine today is very Buddha and Zen and just present. Maybe the embodiment of the divine is like focused, right? Like Ganesh. Maybe it's spreading a message of love and compassion, Kuan Yin. Maybe it's spreading the message of love and acceptance, Jesus. It's all the same in different bodies so that we can identify with it, so that we feel safe, like, oh, I can be that too, because duh, right? Anyway, Jesus said something about healing and reflection, kind of the same thing. So the card I drew, Mantra Shakti. I'm so curious. It's a lovely card, is it not? Let's see what it says. I'm so curious. Okay. Again, the Kali Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. I'm probably not going to read it. Maybe I will. It's long. It says, her voice creates and dissolves universes. Her vibration within our souls creates our life path. You have the sacred power of voice. How shall you express it? To call for effective divine assistance in all ways. Do not allow negative thought or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. Claim your voice and your power to create. Listen for inner guidance and then set your course in motion. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul. In time, it shall manifest in transformed physical circumstances. I love this. Yo, check it. In working with people, when we talk about this divine flame, it's a lot of action. Like the flame, it's a space of action. It's our will. It's the way we show up. It's our personality. And so often I hear people speak words about like, I can't do that. It's hard. I always feel, I am depressed. I am anxious. And they speak these words that are creating that continuation of that reality that they don't want. I'm like, hey, you can do this. And they're like, that's hard. Well, it is now because you just said so. Like, why do you do that? So what we speak is holding the energy of our will. If I am willing to acknowledge that I am this eternal flame and that everyone else is, and then I speak to that, then whatever action steps I take will be able, my feet will step more assuredly on a path that I created with my words. So our voice can literally change the world. And if we're using it from the space of this divine flame, this eternal flame, and not from the fear that's encapsulating it or the judgment that we were programmed to feel and to apply to everybody, including ourselves, like if we actually allow our voices to match, I just saw a match like striking, making a flame. If we allow our voice to match the divine flame, can you imagine that world where like this divine flame that we're embodying, right? So like I'm feeling and I'm like showing up as like loving and kind and generous and all the things. And then my words match it. Different world. And you know it's a different world. Like I've been with people who like they're like, I am so peaceful. I am so peaceful. Blah blah blah. And yet what they're saying is like angry and aggressive and combative. And I'm like, there's a disconnect. That's not living from that space of the divine flame. So the invitation, I guess, for all of us is to step into this courageous space of exploring the divine flame, burn away what isn't serving us. Like, let us rise from these ashes and speak to that, share those stories of like, yo, like, I'm not going to glorify when I used to drink. And I'm going to really acknowledge that I did a really good job at drinking a lot of alcohol. I was so good at it. I was so good at hurting myself that, like, legit could have died multiple times. Hashtag grateful for failing all of those times. And wow, what a difference my life feels like now that I'm not drinking every day. That I don't drink at all. But like how good I feel. How that I can feel what my fire energy feels like within because I'm not dulling it down with this alcohol, or whatever other substances I used to gravitate to, right? Even a television. I'm not dulling down my flame by watching the next episode of whatever over and over again. But I'm actually like living in this different space. I lost my train of thought. Probably felt that. It was just like, that's funny. Take a drink of water. Drink some water. So yeah, I have a lot of energy right now. Feel really good about it. Um, But yeah, I feel like we are just needing to call upon this internal flame, that letting go of false false flames without like outside of ourselves to give us energy, right? So stop being a fucking energy vampire. Stop relying on someone else or something else to feel good, to give us purpose. Like your purpose is your being. That your breath literally holds all the life force energy that you could ever need and more. You know, the worst case scenario is that you've got this big burning star in the sky that we call the sun that literally begets life on Earth. That the Earth herself has every bit of medicine we could ever need and more. And remembering that we are all of that, that this light within is like that of the sun, you know. But that's all that I am is. You are all of that. Now, if I wait to feel good until like, oh yeah, well, when my partner calls, then I feel good, or when I'm told I'm pretty, or when my brother calls me, then I feel like the family accepts me, or whatever that is. That's relying on the energy outside to keep your divine flame alive. When in reality, this divine flame is an eternally burning energy in your body. And every time we remember that, we stoke it and get it bigger and brighter. And then we feel better. And then we start to inspire that in others. And to me, that's what the point is, right? I think when Jesus talked about, and y'all know I've never read the Bible, so like I literally have no point of reference other than what I have like meditated on in the messages that I've been getting from Jesus or source or whatever you want to call it. But like that to me was the message, right? It was like, I'm not here to just be like, I am love and I'm keeping it all for myself. Like, I don't think that's what Jesus was saying. I think he was saying, like, yo, I am love. You are too. And when we remember that, then we literally pour it out to everyone around us, to the land, to the animals, to the waters, and to our brothers and sisters alike. We shine the light that I am is. The I am is source, is God, is infinite intelligence, is the cosmos, is love. The I am is awareness of itself. It's like God recognizing itself through us. What a gift, right? Like magic. That's the same thing, I think, as recognizing these parts of us that are whole and holy. Part of that is this divine flame. The part that says, I am courageous. I'm going to walk through the flame. I'm going to ride Phoenix style. And I'm going to do what scares the living shit out of me. And that means I'm going to stand up for myself, or I'm going to create what I'm here to create. I'm going to quit the job. I'm going to take the job. I'm going to write the book. I'm going to, whatever it is that scares the shit out of you, or that you've been procrastinating, or that you've been just really hesitant, but you keep being called to it because you know it's in your highest good, but you keep giving yourself excuses on why you're not ready for that shit yet. Fuck that, yo. You're ready. You're ready to follow your heart. You're ready to live by this eternal light that is you. So much so that you literally share it out in the world, because you're here to emit your divine flame that only in ways that only you can. Nobody else can shine like you, can laugh like you, can create like you, they can write like you, they can anything like you. And we have been taught that we have to be like everyone else to be accepted. That's bullshit. We are not like anyone else. And that is how we accept ourselves and then work together in harmony and in love and peace. It's like a math equation that we have actually been taught, and it's so not true. The Matrix. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna like fluff this side up because every time I look, I'm just like, there we go. What is this? It's y'all. I really enjoy that my hair is like, what's it gonna look like in this now moment? What about this now? I don't even know. But like, I really like what this, I know this is such a conversation whiplash, but I'm literally staring at myself. But like, I'm really grooving on like what this side is doing. And I'm like, if this looked like this all over, yes. And this isn't a bad thing, but it's different. What do you do? What do you do? Nothing. Just try to tuck bits and pieces down and put it in a ponytail when you get off of expansion. So, anyway, the invitation for all of us is to face the fear, open up to the divine flame within, burn away at what no longer serves you, the fear, the lack, the judgment, the stagnation, the guilt, the shame. Stop speaking the words of lack like, oh, I can't, I'm not ready, no one supports me, no one loves me, I'm not good enough. That's all bullshit. None of that's true. Those are just bullshit beliefs that somebody taught you enough that you took on as your reality of truth. It doesn't have to be. You can, however, claim and reclaim this divine flame that is you and shine that fucker so bright that it doesn't matter how dark the days get, you are still living as the embodiment of the divine that you are, because you are. You're made of light and sound and all things glorious. You're miraculous because you are here in a body. How cool is that? So dope. So, anyway, thanks for taking the time to be with you in your divine flame. So, my invitation is to, when this is over, just stop, like, don't do anything. Like, set a timer for like 15 minutes and just be with yourself. Just be with you. No TV, no distraction, no cell phones, no nothing. 15 minutes. Just give yourself 15 minutes and just be with your breath. Just tap into a meditation of this divine flame that you are, and just imagine it growing bigger and brighter and filling up your entire body with this radiant light that you are, and just be in that. And then when you're done, when your timer goes off, you sat with yourself for 15 minutes, you just take a couple deep breaths and you drink a lot of water and you keep taking care of yourselves and each other, and you remember how loved you are, because you are, in fact, love. So I love you so much, and I'm really grateful that you took the time to check this out. Yeah, that's it. So I love you all, and I will see you all so soon, so soon, so soon, so soon. Enjoy walking through the flames. You're not alone. Okay, I love y'all. Peace. Bye.